Hi, welcome back to Cat Things, and today I am going to be reacting to the impressions of other expats who moved to the Netherlands. So let's get started right away. So I have recently posted a video on this channel that was titled The Uncomfortable Truth of Living in the Netherlands and Some Pleasant Surprises. And in that video I kind of talked about the points that were negative for me in the Netherlands, but also the points that I found really positive. And one of the comments below under the video said something like this: "Some of the negatives you mentioned are so atypical from hearing and watching several dozens of international onboarding stories." And I was like, really? So I decided that in this video I'm gonna go through some similar videos to mine that list first impressions of living in the Netherlands, and I'm gonna put on my thoughts on it. So we jump in straight away. And by the way, if I'm looking down, it's because I'm checking out my notes that I made for this video. So I went through several different videos by different expats and kind of to the main points that they were talking about. So let's see what they're saying. The first channel that I looked at after putting in the search box on YouTube Expat Impressions Netherlands was Quirky Living, and the video was called First Impressions of the Netherlands. Here's some points that they were talking about. First one was weather, and their main point was that it can get really hot in the summer, but then in the autumn it kind of gets like autumny and nice. I can only say that I've been here in August and it has been hot for like a few days, so I can confirm, yes, it can get hot in the Netherlands in the summer. Then their second point was that the people are very friendly and very helpful. I can confirm this for sure. I found that people are very social, very friendly. They really want to talk to you. They really want to get to know you. I live in a small village, city/village. And I have spoken to many of my neighbors on the street. Every time I take out my dog in a park, I always meet some sweet old Dutch lady who wants to chat. So yeah, people are definitely very friendly. The next one was that there is a very strong bicycle culture. Obviously, you can't argue with Dutch bicycle culture. And I've seen something very interesting recently, and that was that there was underground biking garages, like a parking garages for bikes in the Netherlands before even the First World War, which is quite impressive, I'm gonna say. I believe the video was on the channel called Not Just Bikes, so if you're interested, check it out. I'm gonna try to find it, but I can't promise that I will. Next up, we're moving to the channel of David Van, who had a video 10 reasons why I love living in the Netherlands as an American. So let's see what he's saying. The first point is that Dutch people are most direct people in the world. I think it's true, and some people think it's really rude or negative. I actually prefer it this way. I think I am more straightforward, kind of no bullshit person, and for me that works out really well. I like when things are straight to the point, so I don't find this offensive or rude. But I understand that this can be very different from somebody who doesn't have preference like me. Also, one of my best friends in Canada is Dutch, so I'm really used to being around that kind of Dutch directness. It doesn't surprise me at all, and I actually welcome it. The next one is that the work-life balance is very good in the Netherlands. And I think it's definitely true. I don't work for a Dutch company, but my partner does. And at 5 p.m. the work is finished. I have this impression that Dutch people work to live and not the reverse, like in North America. And I think it's very good. I think it's very important to have hobbies, to have friends, to have life outside of work, because work shouldn't determine all your life. And I really appreciate that about the Netherlands. Next one is that Dutch people are very good English speakers, and I can definitely confirm that. I have a lot of neighbors who are kind of in their 60s, 70s, 50s, and they're all speaking English excellently. Most people, I think all people I've met in the Netherlands so far, spoke either some English or a very good English, so can't argue with that. The next point is the Netherlands feels very safe. I definitely agree, and coming from a country like Canada, which is also very safe, and sometimes we don't even lock our doors when you go away, I feel like Netherlands very well compares to that. One incident that happened to us is that my husband forgot the key in the door from the outside, and overnight we just heard a knock on the door, and there was this young man just saying, "Hey, you have the key in your door." So he didn't enter the house, he didn't steal anything, he just knocked on the door to literally tell us that we forgot the key. So definitely very safe. Moving on to the next video, it was the channel was called MJ Abroad, and the title of the video is Top 5 Pleasant and Unpleasant Surprises About Living in the Netherlands. The first thing that they're saying is that smoking is still a thing here, and it is definitely true. I see a lot more people smoking in the street and in cafes, in public places, and smoking it on you or on your child. I think that regulations in the Netherlands are likely more looser. In Canada, there is very specific rules about like selling tobacco, and it's much harder to buy it. Let's say it's very expensive, so that might be the difference why. But yeah, a lot more people smoke here. The next thing that they're saying is that athleisure is not a thing. So if you don't know what athleisure means, it's basically like you could wear your leggings when you go to the store, or like you would like walk and run your errands wearing like a sport clothes, for example. I agree with this. I'm only speaking of a small Dutch town where I live. I don't know how it is in a big city, so I haven't lived in like Amsterdam, so I don't know if people like wear leggings there when they go to supermarket. I don't really see a lot of people in leggings here on the street, but my personal opinion is that it's a good thing because that belongs in the gym, but that's it. But yes, I don't see as many people in leggings here. That's the bottom line of it. The next one is that there's no window screens in the Netherlands. It's true, I don't see any window screens, but I also think there might be less need for them. And I don't know, if you're a Dutch person, you can tell me in the comments below if you get a lot of mosquitoes. I know that in Canada it would be virtually impossible not to have the screen because there's so many bugs. But the nature is just much less tamed and more wild, and that might be why. The next thing that they said is that fruits and food is very good in the Netherlands. I generally think it's true, and I think the base food quality is higher than in Canada. And what I mean by that is that you can afford better quality food for cheaper. So in Canada, if you want to eat really well, you would have to like buy organic stuff, which is much more expensive. And here I feel like with the same kind of the base products are very good quality and they are kind of affordable. So fruits, yes, and fruits and food is very good. Moving on to the next one, and the channel is called Hiding in My Room, and the video was titled Why I Hate Living in the Netherlands. I actually don't recommend watching that video because it's really not representative of the Netherlands, and I didn't find anything truthful in it. I also noticed that the comments under the video were blocked, which I think probably because it's gotten a lot of backlash or a lot of negative comments. I'm not sure. That's just my kind of thinking from what I've seen in that video. But yeah, I don't recommend watching it. I will save you some time. Don't watch it. Something that they were saying in that video is that the whole country stinks of weed, which I definitely think is not true. I live in a small Dutch city and it doesn't stink of weed. I maybe only have gotten like a smell of weed sometimes in Amsterdam on the streets or like on some train stations, but the Netherlands definitely don't stink of weed, so don't believe that. Another thing that they were saying is the Netherlands is insanely expensive. I don't think it's insanely expensive. I think it's expensive, but it has nothing to do with the examples they were giving in the video. So for example, they were saying that they were taking Uber to the airport and that cost like £100 from the city of Rotterdam to Schiphol airport. Which it might be true, but then why would you take a Uber from Rotterdam to Schiphol airport if you can take a train for €12? Like a very good train for €12. So I guess my main problem with that video is that it wasn't giving examples that would apply to an average person with a common sense, I'd say. Because I would definitely not be taking Uber from Rotterdam to Schiphol airport for £100. Another price point they were giving is that they were paying for an apartment in Rotterdam that was costing £2,700, which is like, I mean, I rent a house that has 3 rooms upstairs and 1 huge living room, and that cost like €1,800. So I'm thinking that 2,700 pounds is slightly exaggerated. And I mean slightly exaggerated because I have no idea what kind of apartment you have to rent for that price. What I mean is that there's certainly apartments that cost that amount, but I also think that this is not experience representative of an average person moving. So no, it's not that expensive as the numbers in that video. And also, to my general point, yes, Netherlands is expensive, but there is also a lot of social things and a lot of tax cuts if you have a family, for example, that you can have. So this is something to keep in mind. So yeah, these are my impressions of the Expat's impressions. That is a very complicated structure to say, but these are my thoughts on what I've seen. I think they mostly coincide with the thoughts of other expats who moved. I'm really surprised that nobody said anything about Dutch trains, because I think these are just amazing and gorgeous and beautiful and so fast and so well timed, and you can get anywhere. And if you miss it, you can get another one within 10 minutes, and it's just automated, and you can have everything through an app. And anyway, like a pinnacle of technological advance in transportation. Anyhow, thank you so much for sticking with me and listening to my impressions, and I really appreciate hanging out with you. If you have any comments, wishes, requests, please let me know in the comments below. Questions, complaints, anything. I love responding to your comments. I respond to all comments unless they are offensive, and I block and delete them. So don't write offensive things. And yeah, so that's it. I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much for sticking. Bye.